Pregame Show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Sacramento Kings going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Well, for Atlanta, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Hey, we're going to be watching DeMarcus Cousins tonight. Just so dominant in everything he does. Shaq, would you consider him the best center in the league?
Well, Akeem Olajuwon taught me the numbers 28-10 makes you dominant. He's close, 25 and 13. He's also a great free throw shooter for his size. But they have to learn how to start winning. Winning 30 and 40 games a year and not even being close to the playoffs, that doesn't make you a dominant center. It just makes you a good center with great stats.
Well, he's a strong defender, too, but he still has some scoring efficiencies at times. But this guy gets it done.
Time now for tip-off. Kevin Harlan will have the call, and we will see you later.
It's the Hawks, and they're doing business on the road in an interconference NBA game. Kings looking to make the most out of their home court advantage here in Sacramento. It's Wednesday Night Basketball, live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. So Atlanta will get the first possession. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Teague and Korver are the guards. Splitter is out there with Horford, and it's Millsap in at small forward. Picked by Horford. Teague kicks to Horford. Pass to Splitter. And the layup falls. Splitter's got the first points on the scoreboard for the Hawks. Well, the main problem last year for the Kings, Greg, their defense. Just couldn't slow teams down on their end of the court, and it cost them.
Yeah, listen, a lot of it had to do with the defensive problems overall. They were pretty much in the bottom 10 of every major defensive category and dead last in blocks as well.
And you said it. I mean, the Kings had a tough time on defense. They also gave up the most fast break points in the league. I mean, they had a tough time getting back and defending in transition.
Okay, gentlemen, two shots.
And that one falls for Horford.
And the Kings were last in fast break points allowed. As you mentioned, what is odd was that there were rumors last season that the front office wanted to try out cherry picking on purpose. Pretty sure that's one of the worst ideas to try out in the NBA.
So Horford gets two.
Yeah, now Horford really has become one of those elite two-way big men. And that's very rare. You look at most bigs in the NBA, they excel at either one end or the other, but this is one of those guys that does it all.
Kings on D, 4-point game. Here's Teague, and the rejection by Cousins. No good.
Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
Let's send it over to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Mike Budenholzer. Doris?
He told me he's wary about how they'll contend with DeMarcus Cousins inside. He said he's a beast in there, no doubt about it. Size, length, strength, and a ton of skill. The talent is really off the charts with him. And guys, he knows it won't be easy to muscle Cousins away from the rim, but he said that's what they've got to find a way to do. It won't be easy.
And thank you for that, Doris. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Defensive foul. Thiago Splitter. First personal foul. Team's first.
And Horford at 6'10", a natural power forward who's been pressed into duty at the center spot, but he holds his own on the low block.
He also does a really good job, Kevin, moving his feet and covering in space. covering the pick and roll. He's outstanding in that regard, which is important in today's game. He's got mobility and a high IQ.
Now here's Teague. Horford sets a screen for Teague. He dishes it to Splitter. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Splitter's got his second bucket.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Here's Gay. Screen by Cousins. Gay dishes to Cousins. And he gets it to go. Cousins has got 5.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Teague the pass to Horford. Horford kicks to Teague. Poked away and stolen by Cousins. Pass to Gay. From 13. Rebound Atlanta. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Teague against Rondo. Here's Millsap. That one off the back iron and out.
And former coach of the year, George Karl, making his way back into the league last season. Kings picked him up halfway through the year to kind of stabilize their coaching situation.
Here's Bellinelli. He goes up again, and the layup good by Cousins. Cousins has got 7. The Hawks have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Teague dishes to Korver. Horford the pass to Teague. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Atlanta again missing. And what a pickup to get a guy like Carl Gregg on their bench, as you mentioned. He's just been a winner, Clark, his entire career.
Well, he's climbing the ladder in the all-time wins category as a coach, and also he's a cancer survivor. He's overcome a battle with cancer, and that also lends itself to having great compassion and respect for George Karl.
As did his son Kobe.
That's
Remember
right.
that? Yeah.
That's right. It was a family affair.
The Hawks trailing. And it's Korver in the corner. There's the dish to Splitter. Outside Teague. No good. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. And Cousins kicks to Bellinelli. Rondo against Millsap. Rondo drives in and stolen by Splitter. Rondo against Millsap. Feeds to Teague. Pass to Splitter. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Jeff Teague.
1:19 left to play in the first quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Kings Dance Game.
Platoon swap here for Sacramento. Then for the Hawks, Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Splitter. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Jeff Teague. On defense, Atlanta. Outside Collison. Shot from the low block. And good on the basket. Book it. Here's Schroeder. 58 seconds left in the first. The pass to Millsap. The feed to Schroeder. Here's the screen. And Horford wide open. He shoots, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot, play for play. It has been impressive.
Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
And, guys, I think each team knows they can win this game, just a matter who can catch that momentum. And guys, you got to love the front court for these Atlanta Hawks. I mean, Al Horford and Paul Millsap both give up a few inches in terms of height, but you won't find a more skilled and versatile front court in the NBA.
Well, speaking of the skill of the Atlanta front court, their offense predicated on ball movement and spacing and shooting. A lot like San Antonio. Horford and Millsap, a perfect fit.
Really, those two enjoy playing together. Excellent chemistry between them because they're both mobile, agile, skilled big guys.
He hits both from the stripe. Last season, Atlanta showed just how much fun a team can have playing team basketball, a complete team effort. We use that word a lot. You don't see it much in the NBA, but boy, they epitomized it, Clark.
Yeah, they sure did. Refreshing to see a team do that well collectively without a real superstar. Just a solid group that understood their roles and played them perfectly.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Picked by Horford. Pulls up on the wing. Kufis with the block. Can't get it to go. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. It's Atlanta leading by just 1. We've got more in store for you right Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And for the Hawks, guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
They've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
Yeah, this is how you can keep a crowd quiet, though, Greg. I mean, methodically score at the line and take some of that energy away from the fans. They don't like to have the action stop and the opposing team scoring.
The Kings trailing. On the court for Atlanta. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Hardaway. And it's Splitter. Then there's Horford. And it's Cephalosha in at the small forward position. Here is Caspi. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. That one goes. Count it. Collison's got the lead up to 1 now for the Kings. Clark, this tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
And, guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
Splitter sets a screen. Cephalosha passes to Splitter. Plenty of space. And the shot is good. And the Hawks lead by 1.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
Collison kicks to Anderson. Back to Collison. Cauley Stein with the screen for Collison. Fires from deep. That doesn't go either for Collison.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Now here's Schroeder. Here's Splitter. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Collison, no good. After a rookie season in which he really struggled, Dennis Schroeder made big strides last year.
Yeah, I think pretty much dramatic improvements across the board, Kevin. Really a most improved candidate for sure. He solidified that reserve unit for the Hawks, in my opinion.
Now here's Collison. Dishes it to Caspi. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Caspi's got it all tied up now for the Kings.
And Schroeder's still with room to grow. I mean, he needs to improve his three-point shot and cut down his turnovers. But those are things that often come with time. And he's got time, still very young at this stage of his career.
And for Schroeder, not a great outside shooter yet, but he's an attack guard. I mean, blinding speed, very slippery, eel-like. He gets into that lane and can make a defense collapse in a heartbeat. That alone is where his value is right now.
Atlanta making some changes. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Cephalosha. Ken Bazemore comes in for Hardaway, and it's Teague in for Dennis Schroeder. Sacramento on defense. Outside Teague. Splitter with a screen on Curry. Teague dishes to Horford. It's hauled in by the Kings.
I like his tenacity getting to the basket there, even though the dunk rattled out. 99 times out of 100, you'll get the dunk or the foul.
And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Certainly the biggest surprise last year, Clark, was the play of the Atlanta Hawks. Few would have picked them to win the East at the start of the season.
Well, they did it, and they earned it. The Hawks didn't have any superstars on their roster, but they won with solid team play.
Taking 2 shots.
And he makes the first. The Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, Mike Malone.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players, and it seemed odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball.
Second free throw, no good. For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. And Bazemore kicks to Horford. Shot clock at 6. The jump hook. The Hawks again can't hit.
And, you know, we'll never really know the full details of why Malone was fired, but the effect it had on the team was easy to see. Kings really tailspinned out of control afterward.
Here's Bellinelli. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. The outside leaner, and Splitter pulls it down.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
Paul Millsap is checked in for Al Horford. The Kings leading.
You know, the Kings, I think, will look back and realize they made a dubious decision the way they handled that coaching change. I mean, lucky for them, they were able to right things, so to speak, by landing George Karl later on. Clearly one of the better coaches in NBA history.
Now, here's Millsap. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3. Clark, you talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition of that.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, not even through the first half, and it's been one heck of a battle.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
And he isn't the biggest body at 6'8", Clark, but Paul Millsap, very effective.
And part of his being underrated and underestimated, I think, is due to that size. But folks are finally starting to come around. That kind of production he's put up will make that happen.
John Rondo's checked in for Bellinelli.
Sacramento Kings dance team.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter.
And Millsap with over a 7-foot wingspan and also just a great nose for the ball. He gets you rebounds, blocks, and he leads all power forwards in steals pretty much every season.
The Hawks leading. T kicks to Splitter. He feeds it to Korver. Millsap against Cousins. Another miss by Millsap.
And speaking of Millsap's defense, I mean, he can switch out and cover perimeter players as well. His smaller stature gives him that versatility, but then the long wingspan allows him to still bang with the biggies.
Here's Teague, following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Splitter. 4 for 5 with that first miss in 5 attempts from the floor. Rondo passes to Cousins. Back to Rondo. Goes up the baseline, and again it's Sacramento converting.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending.
And the one thing Thiago Splitter gives you every year, Clark, is consistency. The numbers, the effort, the results, all very familiar every year.
Yeah, his game is really built on the intangibles. He hustles, he knows where he's supposed to be, he gets to the right spot at the right time, crashes the boards, takes charges. He does all the little stuff.
And that one falls for Splitter.
And for Thiago Splitter, he's been a relatively unsung player in his career, never getting his number called on offense, receiving little recognition from the media, but providing tough defense in the post. He shot over 55%, crashes the boards in the 20 minutes or so a game that he gets. So that's been good enough to really establish a productive career.
You know, getting back to Splitter, yes, you need superstars to win in this league, but you also need guys like him, guys who put the team first, will bust the gut to carry out their responsibilities on the floor, off the court, and in the locker room. You need all of that to be a championship team. Nice pass that time. What excellent vision by Jeff Teague out there.
Cousins inside. Splitter covering. Cousins no good.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, impressive effort from both on the backboard.
Here's Bazemore. Millsap a screen on Curry. Here's Bazemore. 4 on the clock. Korver gets a wide open look, and that one comes up a bit short. Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Rondo kicks to Gay. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. And the Kings lead by 2. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
No kidding. I mean, neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time, guys.
So close.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Kings lead by 2. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Karan, just a quick question before you head off to the locker room. What's the key strategy in a game like tonight's facing this type of team?
I mean, you just got to protect the paint. They got, great guys that's, on the perimeter knocking down shots. So, run them off the shots and, make them into facilitators and playmakers.
You guys certainly accomplished that, Karam. Thank you so much. Over to you guys.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. Some good action during the period, as it was just a one-point game at the end of one. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. What'd you think about Sacramento, Kenny?
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end, because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
The big positive, I think, their points in the paint. They were determined to work the ball inside of Ernie. It worked. It's always worked. I got 4 rings. I know it works for a fact. That's why they call me Dr. O'Neal, because I'm a master at being dominant on the inside. Anyway, you got to keep that going, because that will continue to open things up for them on the perimeter.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Talk about great numbers for Splitter. He's got 10 points and a couple of nice steals, too.
And we really just need to take a second to appreciate the all-around effort he's put out there today.
Well, the numbers paint the picture, and he has been what we call in my vernacular, you know where I'm going here, guys, stat sheet stuffer supreme.
Oh, supreme. So that takes it to a whole another level when you get supreme in terms of your stat sheet.
And Kelloggese, right?
Yes.
Kelloggese. The Kings leading. It was a rough year last year for fans in Sacramento, but they still come out here to fill up the stands, Greg, even with their team struggling.
Yeah, the new ownership, give them credit. Last year, the Kings marked an 8-year high in terms of attendance. Not bad for a team that really looked to be in the hunt for the postseason, but then just fell apart midway through.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for Sacramento, they've got McLemore. Bellinelli is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Gay in at the 4 spot. The drive by Rondo. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Rondo's got his second bucket.
The Kings ended at 18-23 here at home. Not a terrible record for them given how their whole season went kind of up and down and inconsistent. They even had some home cooking in their favor as they were the second best team in free throw differential at home.
Millsap a screen. Shot clock at 5. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. That's good. Teague's got 5 points now this quarter. And Clark, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
And Cousins gets it to go.
Well, a big thing for the Kings to look forward to is the opening of their new arena. They are still looking at opening the downtown arena in the fall of 2016, and Sacramento couldn't be any more excited.
For DeMarcus Cousins, his numbers have been flat out phenomenal. I mean, just incredible. Sometimes hidden by the lack of what's around him in Sacramento, especially, Greg, when you compare last year's stats with other centers in the NBA.
Yeah, he's averaged nearly 5 points more per game than the next center. Top 3 in rebounding for all centers. This guy is the complete package down low.
Sacramento making a switch here. Collison's out there. Tavo Cephalosha is checked in for Atlanta. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Teague. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. And it's Schroeder missing.
Guys, back to DeMarcus Cousins last season. He was top 3 for centers in assists and steals, and he was in the top 7 in block shots.
Now here's McLemore. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And that one's good. And now it's a 3-point Sacramento lead.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Kicks to Cephalosha. Passes it to Corver. He dishes it to Schroeder. Picked by Horford. Lock at 6. Back to Corver. From deep. The shot no good. Now Sacramento takes it the other way.
And talking about Cousins, he's a franchise talent. No one debates that. He can take over a game anytime he feels like it. And heaven help the NBA if he ever starts feeling like it over an 82-game year.
And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That'll be his second foul of the game. Some changes for Sacramento. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Cousins. Caspi comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Butler in for Ben McLemore. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Hardaway's checked in. Now here's Schroeder. Horford with the screen on Collison. Now Schroeder. In the corner, Hardaway with it. Knocks down the 3-ball. And it's all knotted up.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
No doubt the defense had better play a little tighter.
Now here's Collison. There's the pick. He kicks it to Bellinelli. Offline with his 3.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Cephalosha with it, defended by Butler, and it's slammed in by Millsap.
And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage.
Now here's Collison. Pass to Cauley-Stein. Caspi dishes to Butler. And the wide open shot from Collison. Again, the miss by the Kings. Atlanta's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Hawks were so dominant last year and were the first team to clinch their spot in the postseason.
Hawks also would wrap up the top seed in the East and were able to advance against the Nets in 6 games.
Now here's Hardaway. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Caron Butler.
In the second round, the Hawks had a bit of trouble once again with the Wizards. Were able to get by them despite going down 2-1 in that series. Seemed like they were out of gas against the Cavs in the next round.
And really, with the Hawks in the postseason, they just ran out of help. I mean, the Korver injury, the Carroll injury were huge against the Cavs. And when you lose that much talent, you could see why they were swept out of that conference finals. Don't forget, they also lost Cephalosha prior to the playoffs.
Kufis checked in for Sacramento. James Anderson comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Atlanta. He hits the second from the line. Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of the great Tim Hardaway Sr., had a very good rookie season. However, last season, Clark, not the improvement that some were hoping to see on him.
Kevin, you knew the expectations were going to be high going forward, very high. But sometimes you step back before you move forward. He only shot 39% last season, very low for a guy of his caliber.
Here's Bazemore after Darren Collison's bucket. Here's Schroeder. Out to the right wing. Here's Millsap. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Millsap's got 8 points.
And we were talking about Hardaway Jr., and he had a very good shot coming out of college, does a good job of freeing himself off screens, plays with good energy and intensity. For this young man, I believe the sky is the limit. And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
The drive by Collison. Inside. Here's Kufis. Offensive rebound. Cauley-Stein. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Down low. Out of bounds. Sacramento takes possession. "17 seconds left to play here in the third. And here's Rondo. The dish to Gay. Shoots a fader. No good. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Hawks ahead. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. The Hawks leading. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. Teague and Korver are the guards. Cephalosha is out there with Horford, and it's Splitter in at the 5. Now here's Teague. Feeds it to Horford. Korver passes to Teague. Just 5 to shoot. Second chance shot, and Splitter with the layup. Splitter's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Hawks. And for Sacramento, they're shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. Here's Gay. Sweet little floater.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Here's Teague after Rudy Gay's bucket, and it's slammed in by Splitter.
And not a guy known for style points when it comes to throwing one down, but every once in a while, Kevin.
Greg, why don't we see more dunks like that from him? He's certainly got the size for it.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the fact he lacks a little dexterity and even creativity to be an elite finisher.
No good from Cousins.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
T kicks to Horford. Rondo against T. Pass to Cephalosha. Lets the 3 fly. And it's Teague. That time on the assist by Horford. And it's a 6-point Hawks lead.
The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
And Al Horford is just a winner, guys. I mean, win 2 NCAA titles at his time playing for Florida. His teammates call him the Godfather because of how calm and quiet he is in terms of his leadership and the mentoring he provides. It's been the same here in the NBA.
Catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what George Karl was saying to the team. He told his guys, listen, we've got to make the most of every opportunity right now. We can win this game, but it's all about making every single possession count. Guys, we'll see if they can come back.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. McLemore has come in for Caspi, and it's Collison in for Rajon Rondo. Collison dishes to Cousins. The dive for the ball, and stolen by Horford. Now here's Schroeder. He's covered by Collison. Bank shot, no good. The Kings trail by 6, and there's the pass to Bellinelli. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Schroeder with the ball. From 13, and again, it's Atlanta.
You know, their field goal percentage is creeping up toward that 50% mark, which is a nice change from the first half.
And with their offense clicking and the score in their favor, they've got all the momentum right now.
And that one's good. Cousins.
He has such a nice touch for a big man.
Yeah, and they've got to figure out a way to get a bigger body on him, because if they don't match up his size, then he's going to continue to work them over the rest of the game.
Splitter kicks it over to Schroeder. Horford with the screen on Collison. Right side, Millsap. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Cousins has got his 6th rebound on the night. Outside, Collison. Puts it up from 12. And Horford pulls it down. Horford's got 7 rebounds in the game. Now here's Schroeder. The feed to Horford. And Atlanta again with the bucket.
And defensively, they've gotten a little careless, not playing with the same focus we saw in the first.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
No good from Cousins. Atlanta leading by 8. Dishes to Horford. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability.
Yeah, just frustrated by their lack of production offensively, and I can't blame them. I mean, they're getting the looks, but the shots just aren't falling.
Yeah, and the slump that they're having shooting the ball can take its toll on you if you're not mentally strong. So I like this time out here to try to get those guys reset and refocused.
So it's Sacramento trailing by 10. Outside Collison. Here's Cousins. No good. Good work defensively by Horford. Here's Atlanta. They're on a 13-4 run. Puts up the baby hook. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Good game for Horford. 8 rebounds, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Hawks?
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
So Horford gets 2.
You know, there was plenty to be happy about last year in Atlanta with the way the Hawks played. One sour note, though, was that the team was viewed as a potential buy for Seattle groups.
Now here's Cousins. He feeds it to Gay. From 12 feet out. And Splitter pulls it down. Clark, they can burn some clock if they want to.
Yeah, and maybe buy a little oxygen while they're doing it.
Now here's Schroeder. He's guarded closely. Here's Millsap. And it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins. Well, last season the Hawks not only had a great year on the floor as they were the top seed in the Eastern Conference, but they had a pretty good day at the bank too. They sold for a nice price. Looks like the team is going to stay in Atlanta where it belongs.
Yeah, and that's great news for Atlanta, and they were rewarded with a terrific season. A group, including Grant Hill, purchased the Hawks, and obviously will keep that group in Atlanta for many years to come.
DeMarcus Cousins can really be unstoppable at times on offense. He's shown star qualities ever since he stepped into the NBA. But it wasn't until last season that he was voted to the All-Star game.
Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Atlanta. That misses, so he splits the free throws. And back to Cousins last year. He was the first Sacramento King to appear in an All-Star game, which is hard to believe in over a decade. That is a long stretch, a long drought.
I'll tell you what, no question he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting here early in his career. But I tell you what, you surround him with some sick talent, and I can see rings in this young man's future.
Sacramento with the ball. Following the bucket by the Hawks. That's good.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. T kicks to Horford. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Horford's got the lead up to 13 now for the Hawks.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of surge.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
Yeah, but it's come a little too late to have a real impact on the game, though. We call this box score window dressing. And all it's going to do is make the numbers look a little better than it was.
And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Al, certainly a great team effort. What were the biggest factors in how this team came together for the win?
Just taking good shots on offense, trying to, getting stops on defense. We challenged every shot. We just played hard tonight.
Defense wins championships, and tonight it won this game. Al, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Tiago Splitter.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
Well, certainly a solid night for him offensively. Excellent production pretty much everywhere. He was what I call NSV, Ernie, a nice safety valve. When they needed to open up the valve, he came through with that offense.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.